A few weeks ago, I came down with a case of the sniffles, and my employer told me that in order to come back to work, I'd have to go get tested. So I went to my local drive-through testing facility. I showed up there ready to go. I already had my pants pulled down and I was ready to be swabbed. But as it turns out, the swabs are actually intended for your nostrils and your throat. So if you are going to get tested, please try and remember this. It took a few days for the results to come back, and the whole time I felt like I was on the Maury show, waiting to see if I was a father or not. When the results did come in, it showed that I was healthy and full of vitality, so I returned back to work a few days after that. The streets of California have been a very lonely place as of late. Not only are the majority of the businesses still closed, but also a large population of my homeless companions have disappeared. The government's been coming through and swooping them up, placing them into various hotels and travel trailers. Despite the fact that I am homeless, I was not offered a free hotel room, so I've continued to live my life on the streets. The following is an exhilarating collection of videos showcasing what life has been like for me while living out of my pickup. But first, this message. One thing in life you should never slack on is the proper maintenance of your facial and pubic hair. And that's why I use Harry's. Going to the store to purchase razors has always been a dreadful experience for me. I'd have to go wait in line to purchase an overpriced product that oftentimes left my bikini line plagued with razor burn. It just wasn't worth it. But then along came Harry's, a personal care brand that offers a durable and simple razor that doesn't leave my crotch looking like it has chicken pox. And best yet, it's shipped to your front door, or in my case, my P.O. box. I'm a cheap bastard, so what I like most about Harry's is the price. Refills start at only $2, and Harry's guarantees a comfortable shave, or you get 100% of your money back. Harry sent me this starter kit, which includes a state-of-the-art weighted handle with a textured rubber grip, a 5-blade cartridge, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect my blades when I'm gallivanting around the world. You can redeem this trial set for just $3 when you go to harrys.com/homelessfirefighter. I've provided a link below in the video description. Not only will you be able to better maintain your furry areas, but you'll also be supporting my channel and my beer fund. Again, that's harrys.com/homelessfirefighter to redeem your offer and join the 10 million who have tried Harry's. Buenos dias. It's time to rise and shine. Take in some beautiful views, which this morning is a wooden fence. When I wake up in the morning, this is usually how I find my apartment. And as you can see, it is somewhat disheveled. Once I get a little caffeine in my system, I like to start my mornings off with the house clean. I can't take on the challenges of the day before I get a little caffeine pumping through my veins. I've been switching back and forth between tea and coffee, but for now I've settled on coffee. It seems to jumpstart my internal organs and it helps facilitate natural processes. I'm gonna go with the Folgers Instant, have a little bit of creamer, and I'll top it all off with some collagen. It's special mornings and moments like this that remind me why I live out of my pickup. I've been using nutrition as a tool to keep my immune system in tip-top condition. My first meal of the day isn't usually until around 1 in the afternoon, at which point I consume bacon and eggs. A few months ago, when I was younger and lacking nutritional knowledge, I would eat upwards of 6 eggs a day. But now I'm trying to keep my cholesterol in check, so I've reduced that overall intake down to 5 eggs a day. I also eat between 4 and 6 pieces of bacon. These past couple of months, I've found myself going to the public park quite a bit. When I'm here, I'll stretch for 1 to 2 hours, just work on my flexibility and overall range of motion. I'm trying to learn how to do the splits. I figure it'd be a fun little party trick if I can learn how to do it. I found a device online that you place between your legs. You then crank it down and it expands your crotch. So I may look into purchasing that. I've also been working on my L-sit, and these are all types of things you work on if you don't have a wife or children. I don't normally watch a lot of sports, but today I'll be making an exception because it is the 2020 WNBA draft. Normally I'd watch a spectacle like this at the bars, but because that isn't an option, I'll just be hosting my own draft party here in my living room. For hors d'oeuvres today, I'll be nibbling on a little bit of kimchi. I'll follow that with some blueberries, and I'll wash it all down with a green juice.
The New York Liberty select Sabrina Ionescu from the University of Oregon.
Great pick by New York. This girl has a killer crossover. She can finish a layup like no one I've ever seen. I think it's going to work well for everyone. The biggest problem I've been facing lately is trying to find a place to bathe myself. Normally I would just use the showers at my gym, but the gyms are no longer open, so that isn't an option for me. There are showers at my work, so when I'm working I'll just use those. But I only work 3 days a week, and the other 4 days I'm left to fend for myself. To make matters worse, it is starting to heat up around here, and the excess heat causes me to accumulate sweat in my private parts and underneath my armpits, and the resulting smell is just horrendous. If I go 2 days without showering, my camper shell starts to smell of a combination of gooch and rancid meat, and it just isn't pleasant for anyone. I do have an emergency supply of baby wipes, so if I'm in a pinch, I could just rip a couple of those off and scrub myself down. I've also on a few different occasions hopped into the river to clean myself, but even though it is warm out, the river water is still freezing. So if you are going to hop into one and you have testicles, just realize that those are going to end up in your stomach. Another problem I've been facing is the lack of public toilets. The lockdown has taken away a lot of my go-tos, and the ones that are left have been ravaged by the public. This may single-handedly be one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. During this lockdown, I've been focusing a lot of my time on sculpting my summer 2021 body. Because the gyms are closed, I just work out outside, and I'll primarily do bodyweight exercises and cardio to try and shake my baby fat loose. As of late, the majority of my exercise has come in the form of hiking. I've hiked over 150 miles these last 2 months, and I find the whole process to be rather relaxing. I'll usually get to the trailhead, at which point I'll put my headphones in and start a podcast. I then like to go scavenge for some wild, non-psychedelic mushrooms. I'll eat between 3 and 4 of those. Then I'll go meander off into the woods and contemplate the meaning of life. As of a few days ago, I can no longer go hike around without the fear of being tased. This is because our governor, Gavin Newsom, has ordered a closure of all state parks and state beaches. This is a bold move, and it has pissed off a segment of the population. Today, there's a rally being held at the Capitol. I'm going to go check it out. I'm hoping to find people engaging in level-headed discourse. I enjoy the feeling of stimulating my local economy. So for dinner most nights, I've been going to my local taqueria. Eating out makes me feel like I'm doing my part in keeping them in business, and in return, I don't have to cook dinner, which is always a good thing. Yeah, hola, I'd like to place an order, please.
Yeah, what can I get for you?
Can I get a super burrito bowl, carnitas, no rice or beans, por favor?
Okay.
That'll do it.
Okay, 1077 is ready in 20 minutes, okay?
All right, gracias. My request for no rice or beans was denied, and I do believe there's a little bit of a language barrier. When I said no, I said it in English, and I probably should have said it in Spanish, so that's my bad. In the evening, I will park my truck where I plan on sleeping, and then I'll go walk around and find some grass to sit in. My nighttime entertainment usually consists of YouTube. My viewing choices range from WWF highlights to historical documentaries. I also like to meditate, and I'll do some more stretching if I feel like I need it. I'll just hang out here until I'm ready to go to bed, and then I'll head over to my place.